verse 3 says that the righteous are like trees planted by streams of water, and whatever they do will prosper. Psalm 73 says, oh yeah, doesn't work out like that for me. I'm having a bad time, and the people who are not serving God are doing really well. And so the Psalms, as we'll see, wrestle with those issues. But the categories remain and they matter. The fact that there are complexities doesn't reduce the whole thing to a kind of rubble of moral relativism. So note how verses 1, 2, and 3 work. This psalm divides down the middle, 1 to 3 and 4 to 6. In 1 to 3, we have the righteous, not just the people who turn out in the end to be all right, but a rather clever description of how they get there. The goal is that they're like trees planted by streams of water, which, if you know anything about trees, means that their roots will constantly be refreshed. And even if you have a long, hot summer, their roots will go and seek that water so that they will yield fruit in season, their leaves won't wither, and whatever they do will prosper. They'll be okay, as opposed to, and it's really a variant on the same theme, in verses 4 to 6, the wicked are like the chaff which the wind drives away. They have no roots that go down to the water, so their bits and pieces can just blow off in the wind. So it isn't, though, a matter of simply results. Oh, well, if you're righteous, this, and if you're wicked, that. It's also how you get there. There is a very interesting contrast then between verses 1 and 2 and then the picture of the wicked in verses 4 and 5, because verses 1 and 2 are about the practice of virtue. It's got to be intentional. Happy are those who do not follow the advice of the wicked, who do not take the path that sinners tread, or sit down in the seat of the scoffers. Here is the negative side of virtue, that you see, oh, there's people doing that. Should I do that? Well, actually, no. They're saying this is a good thing to do, but you need to know that's unwise advice. And then you see people doing a particular kind of thing or living in a particular kind of way. Should I go and walk that way? You need to learn, no, don't walk that way. Plenty of people are doing it, but it's not a good idea. And then there are people who are scorning God, people who are laughing at God, who are saying, oh, either there's no God, or if there is one, he doesn't care. And we must not sit down with them in the sense of sharing their company, learning to think like they do. Rather, the positive side of virtue is to delight in God and God's law. Their delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law they meditate day and night. It takes an effort to do this. You have to want to do it, to decide to do it, to make time to do it. Very easy for that to get eroded. But the people that are being spoken of here are the people who've made the decision day by day regularly, night by night regularly, to be thinking, to be meditating, to be figuring it out. So for virtue to flourish, there have to be decisions taken, decisions not to go in certain directions, and decisions particularly to soak yourself in God's law and in all that it means, meditating on it, chewing it over, thinking it through. And this psalm sets up the whole Psalter as a way of doing that, psalm by psalm by psalm, to sing or to pray before studying Scripture, as part of studying Scripture, because it is Scripture itself, and so on.